What is up, my buttery biscuits? So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Nikita Dragun. Before we get into this video, if you guys haven't checked out my previous video about Jeffree Star on the BFFs podcast, I do recommend checking that out first because it does intertwine with this. This is basically like a part 2, so I'll go ahead and leave it linked up right here. But now Nikita Dragun was on the BFFs podcast. Actually, I think she was on there first. However, they aired the Jeffree Star one first. And basically, they talked about each other's friendships, but it's still left up in the air. Nikita Dragun basically said like, oh, ask Jeffree about it. Jeffree really didn't answer it. And I'm just kind of like, oh, I'm really curious what happened. Just because y'all know I'm nosy and I just like to know what's going on, you know what I'm saying? But they haven't been friends for quite some time now. So I really did think Nikita Dragun would, you know, say what the problem is, but she didn't. But we're going to be talking about that today because she did talk about Trisha Paytas and James Charles as well too. Before we get into this video, I do have a makeup question for you guys. For the past like few years, if you guys check out my makeup videos, I absolutely love the, during the summer months, let me tell you guys, I get really, really red on my cheeks. I think because of the heat. For the past like 3 years, I have absolutely loved the Makeup Forever Redness Correcting Primer. However, I noticed over the past couple weeks, it just has not been working for me. I feel like my makeup gets really, really creasy. And on top of that too, the green pigment inside there kind of like clings to my skin in weird areas as to where no other primer does that. However, I really do enjoy, like on an everyday basis, a redness correcting primer because I just like to put on a little bit of powder, you know what I'm saying, on an everyday basis. So I'll throw on the color correcting primer, the green one, and then put my powder on top, and it gives me just enough, coverage to tone down my redness. But that Makeup Forever one is not working for me anymore, so I wanted to ask you guys if you guys know any recommendations out there, if you guys have a personal favorite one, because I need one for the summer, y'all. Like, I absolutely love a green, primer, but this Makeup Forever one is just not doing it for me. So if you guys can answer that, let me know what your guys' favorite is. I was thinking about trying the Smashbox redness reducing one. I used that one like literally 10 years ago. I was thinking about giving it a shot again. Also, before you guys answer that question though, make sure you guys don't tell me the CoverGirl one, y'all, because I was going to tell you guys that one I actually tried out before because I'm totally open to drugstore, primers. Y'all, the CoverGirl one just did not do anything for me. I tried it multiple times and I'm like, no, I just did not like it. But anyways, y'all, if you guys know any recommendations on that, please let me know because I desperately need one, y'all, especially with these summer months, and it is just so hot. My skin gets so red. Anyways, let me not ramble. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications so that way you'll get notified when I upload a new video. Make sure I'll give this video a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. Also, by the way, I did do a my thoughts and opinions video on Jaclyn Hill's summer collection because, y'all, we need to talk about that. Her shade ranges on her bronzers, I'm just like, but I'll go into depth in that. Obviously, that video will actually be uploaded tomorrow. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you guys do turn on your post notifications so that way you get notified when it is uploaded. Anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get into today's video. All right, y'all. So basically, I'm just going to be telling you guys what happened on this podcast just in case you guys don't want to watch it. I can't insert clips. I was going to do that actually with my previous Jeffree Star video where he was on the BFFs podcast and it was actually flagged immediately for copyright issues, which is such a trip to me because I literally only had a 20-second clip and it was flagged by YouTube. So I was like, okay, so I had to take it out, and then within this video I'm not going to be playing any clips too. You know what's really crazy actually is that it got flagged and I didn't even have any sound in it. I literally, when I was editing my video, I was just putting like a portion of the podcast, kind of like in the background so that way you guys can see, and it got flagged. I was like, okay, anyways, let's just talk about it. So Nikita Dragun was on the show and they were basically playing a game like who would you cancel, which by the way, I feel like when people play these games, I feel like they're just like really, really scared to actually say the truth of like who they would cancel because everybody wants to remain cordial with everybody because you never know what doors that person can open for you. Y'all, I really do feel like it's this way within the beauty industry, especially like y'all, let me tell you, working at MAC, I would see the fakest people at MAC, y'all. They would literally hate a person, talk so much trash about them to their behind their back, and then to their face treat them like, God. And it's just like, just keep it real. If you don't like somebody, it's all good. We live in a world where I feel like everyone understands you're just not gonna like everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. Anyway, so I did want to talk about this because she said that she wouldn't cancel Jake Paul, and I found this to be like kind of like, what? Because Jake Paul, come on, y'all. But I mean, look, I totally understand that everybody does have a YouTube persona. I feel like people do act it up. I totally understand that, but I just feel like Jake Paul is just so but she said she's a really nice guy, or she's a really nice guy, that he's a really nice guy, and that she wouldn't cancel him. So I'm like, okay. The next on the list was James Charles, and she said James Charles is cool and no, she would not cancel him. And this one to me, y'all, just has me really tripped out, and a lot of people were actually wanting Manny MUA to speak out about James Charles, especially being that when James Charles came back to YouTube, James used Manny MUA's palette, was it palette or blush palette? One of his palettes, I believe, inside of his makeup tutorial, and people were like, okay, what's up with this, Manny? But I wanted to talk about this for just a brief second. I really do feel like a lot of people within the beauty community don't want to speak out about James Charles. And I personally feel, and this is just an opinion, just my opinion, I feel like a lot of people are scared to speak out about James Charles or like publicly make a tweet about him or say that he's in the wrong in any type of way. Because I feel like James Charles has like so much power in the beauty community. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm saying that is because I genuinely feel like, say for example, if James Charles is really close with Tarte, this is just an example, and say for example Nikita Dragun wants to get a sponsorship by Tarte, I feel like James Charles could have that power to say to Tarte, don't work with Nikita. So I feel like everybody wants to remain in cahoots with James, being that he is one of the most followed beauty gurus out there, and he is obviously so powerful with his platform. Because I'm just kind of like, okay, Nikita, like, come on, you know that he has done a lot of wrong, so you know, I kind of feel like she should have said something a little bit else, but she was like, no, James Charles is cool, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Anyways, moving on, the next one that actually really tripped me out about this was Trisha Paytas, because if you guys did not remember, I actually made a video about this. Trisha Paytas and Nikita Dragun were going back and forth on each other, y'all, for like days on Twitter. I just kind of feel like they were having a big old Twitter feud, and I was really like tripped out, if you guys don't remember, that Trisha Paytas didn't talk about it on Frenemies, and I really feel like Nikita Dragun was egging on the situation because she wanted it to be on Frenemies, and no, Trisha Paytas did not talk about her whatsoever on Frenemies, but she did say that she is a fan of Trisha's, and she's like, you know what, I just view her as a troll. She talks a little bit crazy every now and then, but I'm still a fan of hers, and she's like funny, and she likes her and stuff like that. But moving forward here, okay, and this is the main part of the video, she talked about Jeffree, and I did quote this. Obviously, I would play a clip, but like I said, I can't because it is going to be copyright claimed, which is crazy because I thought there was like a fair use, especially for a short period, but I guess I was wrong. Anyways, this is the quote that she said. She said, "We used to be friends at one point. Some people shouldn't be friends, though." So basically what she was saying is that he actually crossed a line, and she actually told the people on the BFF's podcast, well, why don't you ask him about it? And they did ask him about it, and that was what my previous video was about. However, he did not say what it was. He just kind of acted like, well, you know what, I haven't seen her in years, and it is what it is. But I was kind of tripped out about this because I really expected either one of them to kind of just put it out there, because obviously it leaves a lot of people speculating like what it really was. And y'all, I'm really curious to know what you guys think it was, because I just feel like, I don't know, so many things could have went on, because they're both very, you know, problematic, dramatic people. So I really wonder what went on, you know. I genuinely thought that Nikita Dragun would actually expose what it is, but she actually didn't. She was just like, ask him about it. But I think that that's kind of crazy, because obviously he could have said, oh, nothing, you know. But we all know that something went down between them. But anyways, moving on right here too, she said there's a certain line that you don't cross. She said a lot of people gossip, but when it comes to real life and spreading rumors that aren't true, that is the line that is being crossed. So in my previous video, I did obviously speculate on what it could possibly be, because I was like, what could it be? There's just so many reasons. Obviously, given what Jeffree Star's past, I was obviously thinking that he may have said something that was really offensive towards her, you know? However, what I'm getting from it is that he actually spread a rumor, or, you know, obviously said something that wasn't true about her to a certain group of friends. And one thing that I wanted to talk about specifically within this video is that Nikita actually said, it's crazy how somebody can be so rich, so successful, so famous, and have millions of dollars more, but then still be jealous of you. And I think this is crazy. I think this is crazy because it's an ongoing trend with Jeffree Star, that so many people say that he has this jealousy of him. And y'all, I have to tell you guys, as somebody who is broke, who is somebody who is not popular on the internet, who obviously doesn't have it all, it trips me out to see somebody like Jeffree Star be so jealous of so many people. Because if you guys don't remember, this is the whole initial start of the like Dramageddon 2 with Shane Dawson, Tati, and James Charles, because Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star were trying to take down James Charles, obviously because they were jealous of his success. And Tati actually stated that within her video, but we can all kind of see it, obviously, that James was blowing up on social media. He's literally the most followed beauty guru out there, and I think that Jeffree was really jealous of that. But y'all, let's keep it real. Jeffree Star was worth way more money than him. I believe they estimated his like net worth at like over $250 million. So it's just such a trip how somebody can be so rich and still so famous and so successful, but then still be so jealous of somebody. That really trips me out, y'all. Like, I literally, me being broke, y'all, and me coming from where I came from, like, I just envision myself having that amount of money, and I'm sorry, y'all, but I just would not be jealous of anybody. I wouldn't be jealous. I wouldn't be spiteful. I wouldn't be backstabbing towards anybody, because I'd be like, y'all, I'm rich. I got money. I could buy this car. I could buy that car. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was just like nothing that would make me jealous of somebody. I just genuinely don't get why Jeffree has this about him. Like, I really don't get it. I do feel like it obviously came from his upbringing, and you know what they say, hurt people, but it's just kind of like, He has everything. Like, he literally has everything. And I don't know, I guess for some reason he is still just kind of jealous. And obviously he was jealous about Nikita. If you guys checked out that interview, then you guys know that she made it seem that way as well too. And that just really trips me out, because I just view Jeffree as like so successful, so why you gotta be jealous of somebody? You know what I mean? Especially like with James Charles. But the whole thing that had me tripped out about this whole entire thing with the James Charles like takedown because he was jealous is the allegations that he was saying ended up coming out to be true. So that's why I was like, okay, yes, obviously Jeffree was very jealous of James and his success, and he was trying to orchestrate a takedown. But then it came out to be true, which took a whole year later to come out to be true. But nonetheless, it was true. So that's why I'm like, this whole thing has me confused. But anyways, y'all, that is basically the part 2 right here of the Nikita Dragun version of, you know, the whole Jeffree Star feud. And I'm just still left with, I wonder what really happened between them. Your guys' guess is as good as mine. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.